Hi, everyone. Welcome back to PTS Dan with Dan Hudak. How are we, Dan?
Wonderful. Good morning, John.
Wonderful. Good morning. So let's talk about coping skills. So this comes up in a few ways for me personally. So we have 4 kids, and one of the things we always tried to teach them was coping skills. Like, don't get bothered. Don't let things throw you off your center. Don't get offended easily, all that kind of stuff. And the other side is here in the office, the joke is you can say just about anything you want to me because very little will offend me or bother me or take me off my path. It's just my nature of how I act. Now, sometimes that comes across to people like I don't care because of what they've shared, and that's really not the case. But coping skills, I think, are really important. Sales is an emotional game at every layer. So talk about how a salesperson can improve their coping skills.
Well, this is really hard, John, because we tie our success in sales to how we feel about ourselves.
Yep.
I can remember way back in the late 90s when I owned a different company. If I lost a really big deal, I'd take the rest of the day off. I'd go see a movie at the
Yep.
mall in the afternoon, and then
Yep.
I'd always go get ice cream afterwards to try to make me feel better. Sales is not a place for us to get our needs met. It's not. It is a place for us to go to the bank. Now, that seems a little cruel and a little harsh, but it's real. Here's the thing. If you're a buyer and I'm meeting you for the first time, I'm not trying to be your friend. If you
Right.
buy from me and we start working together, we may become friends.
Sure.
But I'm not trying to be your friend before you buy from me. And so knowing that, how do I get this stuff to not affect me? How do I get rejection and objections and non-sales to not affect me? How do I get when I make sales to not affect me either? And there's a technique out there, I don't know what it's actually called, but the idea is you form an alter ego. So in other words, I'm calling on you, the buyer. Whatever you say or do to me, you're doing to Dan Hudak, the salesperson,
Yep.
not Dan Hudak, the dad of 4 kids, and all that kind of, not who I really am.
Right.
As long as I keep that in mind, everything changes. Everything. So we've got to get this spotlight to quit focusing on us directly and
Yep.
focus on a role that we're playing.
Yeah, and I've always gotten feedback from people around me, and my kids are another good example of just where they would say, "Well, doesn't that bother you? Doesn't it get?" Because they're struggling to work through something, and I'm like, I've been down the path you're on, and at your stage, it probably did bother me more than it does today. Today, I have sometimes too healthy a sense of indifference on things,
Mm-hmm.
but having that and the ability, whether there's that kind of that alter ego mentality or separating it from other aspects of who you are. I've seen people, you describe going to the movies and ice cream and you're off for the afternoon. I've seen a bad event tank a salesperson for a week before they start to come out of it. And their attitude then carries over to everything else they do. And it's painful to watch.
Well, the other part of that is they make a really big sale and then they take the next 2 weeks off,
Yes, they
so to
coast.
speak.
Yeah, they start
Yes,
to
they
coast.
do. They do.
Yeah,
That happens all the
absolutely.
time.
Yep. All right, everybody. See you again tomorrow.
All right, take care.